few watches last night, and this is one of three of those videos. So here is the copper Poseidon. So my buddy Heath, who's got plenty of watches from me at this point, wanted a Poseidon dial. He liked the teal look, and a lot of times I'll do a copper bezel, and I'll do teal in there, and it will kind of look like like when salt water gets on it and it distresses it, and there's a word for it that's slipping my mind. But people will do that with like their bronze stuff. They'll put like rotten egg in a bag or something with it, or drop it in salt water for a while. But that color combination, that's what we did with the dial. So we've got a copper dial, backside painted in teal. Then we went around and did teal pips on it. This is my first 160 case build. It's a mixture between the 090 and the 350. It is brushed, and it's brushed like in a round manner. So if you ever nick something on it, Scotch-Brite around it. He wanted a trident engraved crown. Will that focus enough? There we go. So trident, same trident that Poseidon is holding is on there. I did a white handset that has the teal background on it, and it's a different teal color, so it does stand out just a little bit. Now the second hand, we painted it in copper and did a teal pip on it to match the background, so it's kind of ghosted on there. It looks pretty cool. I thought it turned out pretty awesome. Low profile exhibition caseback, one of my original Baktak engraved rotors back before I knew that I could customize rotors, and then a stainless steel movement holder in there. And then he wanted one of these orange-esque leather straps with teal stitching and a teal inlay, so we don't paint the edges on this, so it's nice and soft through here. Don't paint the edges so that you can see the teal in the center. So sometimes you can see it in there too, but I guess there you go. You gotta look at it, gotta get it in the right light, but you can see that teal inlay inside there. On this side I couldn't see it. I was like, well, I know it's in there. There we go. You just have to have it at the right angle to see him and have light. So extra long because Heath has a bigger wrist, brushed buckle, and that's the build. So I told him, and I don't even want to turn this thing. Sometimes when I do shark tooth bezels, they go on, like it took me 5 or 6 minutes to get this bezel on. It will turn left, it will turn right, it does not click. It's just held on with tension, and there is a lot of tension. As in, you can move it, but you are going to struggle to do so, right? You can move it. Like, can you see that? See how it dug in my finger right there? I didn't even turn it. It will move, though, because I had it down here, and I had to twist it up to there. So it will move. But, yeah, that was me just trying to show, just to moving it slightly. I don't want to do it. Man, it hurts. I destroy my fingers building watches sometimes, and I didn't even want to do it. Alright, so this side right here is kind of calloused because this is how I do it. But see, it'll turn. But then you got to get it lined perfectly back up, otherwise it looks like your watch is slightly off. And that's the part I didn't want to have to mess with. See, it looks like I need to turn it just a little bit to the right to line that up. That one's lined up and that one's lined up. So it could just be color. It could just be, it is slightly off. There we go. Alright, see, it will turn. So most bezels you can turn them left, you can turn them right. I put them on decently tight, but these shark tooth ones seem to go on so much tighter, and I have no idea why. Okay, moving on. Automatic mechanical, so you can wind it, you can wear it, you can put it in a watch winder to keep time, but if it's dead or you're not very active, you'll want to make sure you pre-wind it a little bit before you put it on so that you're not losing time throughout the day. So how you do that is you back the crown off the threads until you hear it and feel it clicking, At that point, you can wind it, and a wind is a turn away from you. Turning it back doesn't do anything, but it's a lot easier to keep your finger spacing and just go back and forth. If you do this for 4 or 5 seconds before you put it on, even if you're not very active, you will keep time. And if you do it something closer to 20 seconds, you will max out that 31 plus hour power reserve, which is what I do to make sure that they run through the night. If you pull it to the one and only click, you can now set your time. You'll notice you've got a wobble crown. You'll also notice it's not a hacking movement, so it's going to keep going. The wobble crown deflects lateral pressure from going into the stem, putting adverse pressure on the movement. If you just pull back a little bit and put tension on there, you won't even really feel it move. Okay, Google, what time is it?
It's 12:57 p.m.
12:57 p.m. Just push it back over, screw it down, and that is the build. As always, matching beads to go with it, and it looks like... Did she take my big light? Yeah, it's on her desk. Those look like lume beads. They might not be. They just look like they are. Actually, they are lume beads. They're blue lume beads, which you can't really see in the daytime. Man, I'm terrible at this. So, cool, right? There you see it. It's looms in blue. So, that's cool. I was like, these look like lume beads, but they're not doing anything. And then I had to get it real dark, and then they work just fine. So with this build, your build cards are inside your box, sir. Your Poseidon engraved box watch cleaner to keep all your watches nice and shiny. Works on the glass and metal parts, non-streaky, non-toxic, non-residue. Some leather conditioner. This keeps this strap perfectly soft. Just apply a little bit, let it soak in. And then lastly, some Novus 2 from Amazon. Just repackaged into these tiny little individual pieces, containers. It's an acrylic glass, and you can scratch it if you do. Put a tiny bit on it, buff against it, using your included microfiber. And about 20 seconds, it will be gone. If you generate some heat with your thumb and just keep swirling it in there and then remove any excess, it will be back to perfect glass. So that is the build. I hope you like it, man. I thought it came out pretty awesome. The copper really pops when the light hits it. So straight on, it still looks good. Let me make sure it's focused here. Straight on, still looks good. Looks like a nice little penny. But whenever the light hits it at an angle, you can kind of see some definition in there. Kind of see the ripply waves of the teal-esque water. So yeah, man. I thought it turned out pretty awesome. So appreciate your time, man. If you want me to build you something custom and unique, reach out and I'll see what I can do. And if you want to continue to see videos like this, like and subscribe as I put them up all the time. Thanks.